CNT125, our wireless LAN lab. We're going to work on configuring the switch in this podcast. So I'm going to connect to my switch here, open my command prompt, to enable. Actually, I'll slide this over here. There we go. And the first thing I need to do is I need to set a name on this guy. And I think on this one we're just calling it wireless LAN switch. So we'll do a config T here. We'll do host name. Oh my goodness, there we go. Host name, wireless LAN switch. Now that I have a name on it, I want to give an IP on VLAN 1. Remember, interface VLAN 1. This is a layer 2 switch. So I'm assigning an IP address to the VLAN 1 ports, all the default ports. So IP address on this guy. I'm looking at my map. I'm using 192.168.0.2. followed by my subnet mask 255.255.224.0. Do a no shutdown on that guy. That should now become active. And that's it. That's the only IP address that's going on here because it is a layer 2 switch. Now that I have that, I want to create my 3 VLANs that I need. So I need VLAN 10, name, get my pointer out of the way, PC, exit, VLAN 20, name. We're doing voice for this one. Exit. VLAN 30. Name Wi-Fi. So there's my 3 VLANs created. Now I need to associate ports with them. So I'm going to do this process here. I'll say my interface range, FA0/1 to 20. If you take a look at our map, what we're doing is we're taking the first 20 ports and we're going to associate them with VLAN 10 and 20 for the phones and the PCs. The remaining 4 ports, if you will, are going to be for the wireless network devices. So for the first 20 ports, we're doing it for the phones and for and the user PCs. So interface range faster than 0/1-20. We're going to say switch port access VLAN 10 for the PCs. And I also want to include the voice VLAN 20 on top. So switch port voice VLAN 20. And that'll stack those 2 VLANs on top of each other on those ports. We then want to do the remaining ports for the 21 to 24. This will do for our wireless access. Wireless VLAN, I'll get it. Switch port access VLAN 30 in this case. That'll be for the wireless ports. So if I take a look now, I should see the first 20 ports. I have access VLAN 10 for the PCs and voice VLAN 20 for the IP phones. I should see those 2 stacked on each other. When I got down to 21, 22, 23, 24, I'll see that they are now VLAN 30. The only thing left to do is my trunk port. So I need to config T. If I look at my map, again, I'll see that I'm doing trunking on my gigabit 01 port. That should be the port that's connecting my switch to my router. And this right here is the gigabit 01 port. So interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1 switch port mode trunk. And that port is done. And really for our switch this time, that's all we're doing. We're keeping it basic at this point. We're focusing on some new things. So there's my IP address, there's my VLANs, and then there's my trunk. So I can just do a copy, run start on this guy. And there is my switch configuration. This link is not on yet because the router is not configured, but I at least see this showing here. At least showing those are active there. These are not active yet because they're not powered on. We will do that later. So there's my switch configuration. I may want to at this point do a file, save as on my packet tracer file. That way I don't lose any of my progress. I'm just going to put a done on the end of mine. That's what I'm doing for now. I'll rename it later. But I will, there we go. I will save that so I'm keeping my progress on my packet tracer file as I go. So there is my switch configuration for my wireless VLAN lab. We'll come back in the next podcast and start working on the router.